What is up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Minecraft Tutorials. It is your boy Cheeseburger Eddie, and as always, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In today's video, we're going to talk about dripstone, pointed dripstone, what you can do with it, where you can find it, and so much more, so stay tuned to the very end. So the first thing we're going to talk about is where to find it. The first way you can find it is just by digging down to a cave that's going to be naturally generated in your Minecraft world, and you'll come across these random clusters just kind of hanging around. You'll see some pointed dripstone and some regular dripstone blocks. Now, this is the easiest way, is just to pickaxe them down. You can use any pickaxe. They all come down naturally, like so. But the other ways you can find them are obviously finding a brand new biome that's going to be a dripstone cave, where they're going to find large clusters. And you can also find them with villagers and wandering traders, where you can trade a couple of emeralds or something else in order to get the dripstone. So now let's talk about what you can do with dripstone. There's a couple of basic farms that are very simple to build, very low cost as far as resources, that are going to be very beneficial. So we're going to cover those, how you build them real quick. We have three that we're touching base on right now. So basically a water cauldron farm, a lava cauldron farm, and then obviously a dripstone farm that's also a pointed dripstone farm in its own right. So let's go and talk about everything we need. As you can see, it's on the screen right here. All the amounts are kind of just depending on how big you want these farms. They don't have to be as many. They can be more. It's up to you on what you want to use and how big you want it. So let's go ahead and talk about a water cauldron farm real quick and a lava cauldron farm, which are the same exact things, just basically swapping out the water for lava. So go ahead and build an archway up to how many ever blocks you want to go high. I'd say at least 7 blocks in the air. You can use dripstone blocks, or you can use whatever regular blocks you want to actually attach the pointed dripstones to, just because it works either way. So once we got all of this kind of put together, we're going to put our cauldrons down directly underneath where the dripstone is going to be pointed down to. And then up here is where you actually want to go ahead and put a enclosure of whatever you want, whether it's water or lava, or both if you want to actually do that. I mean, we're doing both. So once you have it kind of surrounded, you want to go ahead and waterlog this particular area on top of the dripstone. And this is where you're going to end up seeing the water kind of transporting down. So let's go ahead and put our pointed dripstones up here, pointed straight down into the cauldrons. And as you can see, they're going to start leaking water into the cauldrons. Now, after a couple of minutes, you should start seeing it fill up and actually being able to grab that water in your Minecraft world. It's actually pretty cool. The same thing goes for lava. So if you wanted to, you can have an unlimited supply of lava. All you need to do to start is have a couple of buckets just to make sure you have that top layer filled. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is how to get unlimited dripstone. Now, dripstone naturally keeps growing, but it takes forever. And the reason, and what I mean by that, is it takes 5 Minecraft days, which is about 100 minutes of time, to actually grow 1 block of dripstone. And that means pointed dripstone. So it's even longer if you want to actually get blocks of dripstone. So how you can actually grow it and have it in a controlled environment, you need to go ahead and do the same thing we did earlier, waterlog the entire top end of some dripstone, and then put your pointed dripstone pointing straight down. And this is actually going to be very similar to our sugarcane farm. You're going to use some observers, you're going to use some pistons and some redstone to pretty much push it into a capture system. And what I mean by capture system is some hoppers pointed into a chest. So let's go ahead and dig out a spot for our hoppers, dig out a spot for our chest. And this is, again, very slow farm. We could use just a single chest, but we're going to be fun and have a double chest. Go ahead and crouch and put all your hoppers pointed towards that middle chest. And all you got to do, again, is crouch and just kind of place them into each other like so. And what you'll find out right behind us, we have a piece of dripstone that fell. You need to make sure you do one other thing before we actually have this thing work to our advantage. And that's place a piece of carpet on top of every hopper. The reason why is because the dripstone will not catch itself. It'll just go right through that carpet and go into the hopper just like we want. Now go ahead and build a wall of 3 blocks high on the back end here. And then what we're going to do is build 1 block behind the top layer up here. And then from here is where we're going to start working on our observers and pistons. So get your observers. You got to kind of crouch and have the red dot point backwards on each wall. So again, this doesn't have to be 5 blocks. You can do 1 if you wanted to, but we want to make sure we get as much as we can. Now get your pistons, make sure they're facing forward toward the dripstone. And now we just have to put some redstone down and we will be good to go. So get another set of blocks put them on the actual pistons or the back side of the pistons, and then put the redstone where the observers are, and you should be good. Now, if it doesn't work automatically right here, if the dripstone goes in front of the piston and it doesn't set off, you have to get a button or a lever and just flick it on once and then turn it off, because then that'll just make sure it's on for forever. So whenever a dripstone, a pointed dripstone goes past that observer and goes below the actual piston, you're gonna have that piston extend forward, cut off a piece of the pointed dripstone, and shoot it forward into your farm or into your capture system down below. The last thing I recommend is building yourself a couple of walls around it, just to make sure in case, you know, something goes crazy and kicks it forward, you don't want to lose out on any of that precious dripstone that we just worked so hard for. So as you can see, after 5 full days or whatever it is that you wait, a couple of those pointed dripstones are going to grow, and once it goes past that observer, you're just going to kick forward the pistons, and you're going to have yourself an unlimited amount of pointed dripstone, which you can actually combine 4 pieces of pointed dripstone to make 1 dripstone block. So that is a very simple way of making an unlimited farm. It's going to take a long time for it to actually make any sense for you or make any kind of difference, but if you guys wanted to have a ton of dripstone and you have some time on your hands to wait, this is a very efficient and very useful farm to be able to expand whichever one you're going to use. And some other things that you can do with dripstone that I've seen is actually make a potion farm, which is basically just adding, you know, potions to the cauldrons, and then you have yourself an unlimited water source. So it'll basically make it a lot easier for your potion making. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like on the channel, subscribe, and make sure we see you next time. I love you guys so much. Appreciate you. Take it easy. Peace.